Welcome back, class 9 to the online bio classes. In our previous class, we had already completed up to sensory epithelial tissue, and today we have to do that compound epithelial tissue. So, epithelial tissue, which is made up of more than one layer of cells, is called compound epithelial tissue. There are two types of compound epithelial tissue. What are they? They are known as stratified and transitional compound epithelial. Now, first one, that is transitional epithelial tissue, is the one which is made up of 4 to 6 layers of cells. Layers of cells like this is one layer of cell, 2 layers, 3 layers. So like this 4 to 6 layers of cells are present in which one? In the transitional epithelium. Okay, so compound epithelium we are doing. Compound epithelium is made up of two different types. What are they? Transitional and the second one is stratified compound epithelial tissue. So first one we are doing is transitional epithelial tissue made up of 4 to 6 layers of cells. The deepest layers are columnar or cuboidal. The cells of middle layer, they are almost polyhedral in shape, whereas the cells of base layer or the surface layer, they are globular, means round in shape. And the cells of transitional epithelium and the connective tissues, they can stretch a lot, means they are stretchable. So they are present in the renal calyces. Renal means in the kidney, where the urine is collected by the filtration of blood. It is found in the ureters. Ureter is also, the function is to carry the urine from the kidney to the bladder and to the urinary bladder and parts of urethra. Now what the function? Because it is present in the urinary bladder, it can be stretched a lot, considerably, and without getting any damaged. So 4 to 6 layers of cells are there. Where it is found? Found in kidney, that is ureter, found in calyces, renal calyces. Okay, and it helps. What is the function is? Transitional epithelium of urinary bladder can be stretched considerably. So it can be stretched considerably. Okay. Now next one is stratified epithelial tissue. This is many layered, and the lowermost layer is germinative. Germinative means it has the power to grow or to divide. Depending upon the upper layer, like upper layer is made up of what type of cells? If the cells are of squamous, it is called squamous, stratified squamous epithelium. If it is cuboidal, it is called stratified cuboidal epithelium. If the shape is columnar, it is called stratified columnar epithelium. And if it is ciliated, it is called ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. Now next tissue we have to start, that is the connective tissue, the second one. Okay, what is connective tissue? A tissue which connects different parts of the body is called connective tissue, and it is also known as packing and the binding tissue because it gives rigidity and support to different organs of the body. And there are large amount of matrix, that is intercellular substance present in it. There are 3 components. What are they? Intercellular medium, cells and fibers. What are the different types of cells found in connective tissue? Macrophages. I will list the name of those cells, but before that, what is intercellular medium? Intercellular medium is called the ground substance in which all the cells and the fibers are present. And the most common mucopolysaccharide. Now what is it made up of? It is made up of a mixture of carbohydrates and proteins. The mixture of carbohydrate and protein forms the ground substance of connective tissue. Okay, and it is known as, the name is mucopolysaccharide. So if it is asked what is mucopolysaccharide? Mucopolysaccharide is a mixture of carbohydrates and proteins, and it forms the intercellular medium or the ground substance of connective tissue. Now next we have the cells. So what are the different types of cells found in the connective tissue? Number 1 is fibroblast. Okay, fibroblast. fibroblast. So what is the function of fibroblast? It helps in the formation of fibers. Two types of fibers are there, collagen fibers and elastic fibers. And they produces fibers as well as matrix. Matrix is the ground substance present in the cells. Then number 2, macrophages. What is the function of macrophages? Macrophages are the cells which they are the cells of connective tissue that are phagocytic in nature. Phagocytic means they will eat away and digest bacteria, other unwanted substances, foreign matters, and the broken parts of the cell, that is cell debris. So it will digest cell debris, means all the garbage of the cell, bacteria, and other foreign substances. Okay. Then next we have fibroblast, already I said, and macrophages. Adipose cells. Adipose cells are the one which, adipose means fat. So they store fats. Then third one is plasma. Fourth one is plasma cells. Plasma cells will produce or synthesize antibodies, and the mast cells, MAST, mast cells, they produce histamine. Histamine is a type of protein. Then it produces heparin, which is anticoagulant present in the blood that prevents clotting of blood inside the blood vessels. Then we have the fibers of connective tissue. These are the cells of connective tissue. Fibroblast, macrophages, adipose, then mast cells. Okay, they are the different types of cells found in connective tissue. Now next we have the different types of fibers which are present. What are the fibers present in compound in that connective tissue? It is collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and reticular fibers. So collagen fibers are also known as white fibers, and the elastic fibers are yellow fibers, which is made up of a protein called elastin. Collagen fibers are made up of collagen proteins. So three types of fibers are there. What are they? Collagen, elastin, and reticular. These three are the different types of proteins, fibers which are present. Collagen is made up of collagen protein, elastin is made up of elastin protein. Now one name is there, white. It is also known as the white fibers. The other name of collagen fibers is white fibers. The other name of elastin fiber is yellow fibers. Okay? Yellow fibers, white fibers, and reticular fibers, they are branched and inelastic. They are branched and inelastic in nature. They cannot stretch. Okay? Now next one is, and it is made up of reticulin protein. So if it is asked what are they made up of, collagen is made up of collagen protein, elastin is made up of elastin protein, reticular fibers are made up of reticular protein, reticulin protein. Okay? Now what is the functions of connective tissue? Because it is found in many parts, number one, attachment. It helps to attach the different parts of the body, like connecting the bones to bone, muscles to bones, or attach the skin to our underlying tissues. Number two, it is also called binding and packing tissue. It support, connective tissue provides support to the body, because bones, ligaments, they are all parts of connective tissue, cartilage and bones. Then third one is transport, because fluid connective tissue is also a part of connective tissue, and you know the function of blood is to transport different types of materials in different parts of the body. Number four is storage and insulation. The bones, which are part of connective tissue, is a storehouse of minerals, and it also is the site of production of different types of blood cells. Defense. Certain types of connective tissues like macrophages, monocytes, they will eat away the dead cells as well as the bacteria and clean and protect the body from disease. Then packing material, connective tissue like areolar tissue, it forms a packing material in the body, and repair also as well as formation of blood corpuscles. Now next is types of connective tissue. How many different types of connective tissues are there? Connective tissues are of three different types. What are they? Number one, connective tissue proper. Then first one is connective tissue proper. Then number B, the second one we have the supportive connective tissue or skeletal connective tissue. And third one we have the fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue is further divided into two types. What are they? Blood and lymph. whereas supportive connective tissue consists of two types, bones and cartilage. And the proper connective tissue, it is made up of different types like areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue, okay, areolar, adipose, white fibrous connective tissue, yellow fibrous connective tissue, white fibrous connective tissue and yellow fibrous connective tissue. Okay, so this is the classification chart of different types of connective tissue: proper, supportive, and fluid. Proper is of four types: areolar, adipose, white, and yellow fibrous connective tissue. Then supportive is of two types: bones and cartilage. Fluid connective tissue of two types: blood and lymph. Now, one by one, we have to start. Areolar connective tissue. Areolar connective tissue is made up of, like if you see the diagram, like this thread-like structure is there. These fibers are very thin. They are known as elastin fibers, whereas the thick fibers which are present, they are known as collagen fibers. So what are these called? They are known as elastin fibers. And the thick fibers which are ribbon-like this ribbon-like fibers are there, they are called collagen fibers. Okay, so this areolar tissue is distributed throughout in the body. It is found below the skin, around the blood vessels and the nerves, in the bone marrow also. And matrix is gel-like, transparent, and it contains proteins and mucopolysaccharides like hyaluronic acid. Now, two kinds of fibers are present: collagen or white fibers and elastin or the yellow fibers. Several types of cells are present like fibroblast, macrophages, many different types of cells are present in it. Okay. Now, what is the function? It binds the skin with the underlying tissue. Our skin is attached with the tissues with the help of areolar connective tissue. Adipose tissue is made up of the cells which store fat. They are called adipocytes. The fat storing cells are called adipocytes. What is the function of fat cells? They help to insulate our body, that is, prevent the loss of heat from the body, provide insulation, as well as they act as a shock absorbing material. They are present around the delicate organs like eyes, liver, heart, kidney. So this fatty tissue or the adipocytes will provide insulation as well as protect the soft and delicate organs. Okay, so adipose tissue contains adipose cells which are called adipocytes, and there are two different types of fats. What are they? White or yellow fat and the brown fat. And you know that the brown fat provides 20 times more energy than the white fat because they contain large number of mitochondria. Now, where it is located? Adipose tissue, it is located below the skin. It is found around the internal organs like heart, kidneys and eyeballs. And what is the function? It keeps our body warm and stores fat. Then we have the white fibrous tissue and the yellow fibrous tissue. White fibrous tissue is made up of numerous white fibers or the collagen fibers, and this one is made up of elastin fibers. Okay. Example, tendon. It is a type of white fibrous connective tissue. The function of tendon is to connect muscles with the bones. The function of ligament, which connects bones to another, they are a type of yellow fibrous connective tissue. So you can write here ligament also. Okay, and here you can give the example tendon, tendons and ligament. Alright. Now next we have fluid connective tissue. There are two types of fluid connective tissue. Why it is called fluid? Because it is in liquid condition or liquid state. Like blood is a fluid connective tissue, and you know blood is a red colored fluid which flow inside our blood vessels like arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry oxygenated blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Veins bring deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body and bring it to the heart for oxygenation, whereas capillaries are the minute or very thin blood vessels which supply blood to remote parts of the body. They are distributed throughout the body. Now this blood is made up of two parts. What are they? The liquid part of the blood is called plasma. What is it called? Plasma. And the cells, blood cells, are also known as corpuscles. Now again, cells are of three types. What are they? Blood cells are of two types, generally it is said: granulocytes, agranulocytes. If they contain granule in their cytoplasm, they are called granulocytes. If they do not contain granules, they are called agranulocytes. So they are further divided. Cells are of three types. What are they? You know, RBC, that is red blood cells, WBC, that is white blood cells, and the blood platelets, also known as. So what are the other names? First we will study about the blood plasma. Already you have studied in lower classes also. Plasma is the fluid part of the blood. It mainly contains water, means out of 55 to 60% of the blood is plasma, in which 91 to 92% is water, and rest are the other materials like the blood. Proteins are there, in which different types of proteins like albumin, globulin, fibrinogen, prothrombin, and different types of hormones, enzymes, salts, minerals, blood clotting factors, vitamins, waste, all these are present in the blood plasma. So what is the function of blood plasma? It helps in transport, it helps to maintain the pH, it helps to provide immunity to the body, and prevents loss of blood because it contains anti-clotting factors in our blood plasma. They are present. Okay. Now what are the different types of blood cells? RBC, WBC, and platelets. RBC or red blood cells are also known as erythrocytes, the other name. WBC or white blood cells are also known as leukocytes, and blood platelets are also known as thrombocytes. So what you have to learn is some characters and then the structure and function. Like RBC or red blood cells, it is round or spherical in shape without any nucleus, but when they are produced from at the time of their production, they have the nucleus, but they become enucleated when they mature. Only mammalian RBC do not have nucleus, but other animals, they have the nucleus. In mammals also, exception is there, like llama, they have got nucleus in their RBC. And their lifespan is 120 days. They are produced from liver and spleen, and they are produced from the bone marrow. All these are produced from the bone marrow. What is bone marrow? The cavity present inside the bone. Their lifespan is 120 days. They do not have the nucleus, and they can transport. What is the function? They can transport oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body. And 4.5 to 5 millions per cubic millimeter of blood. That is the total number of RBC present in our blood. Okay, hemoglobin is a pigment, respiratory pigment, which is found in RBC. It gives red color to the blood. And hemoglobin is made up of two parts. Hem means iron part, and globin, that is the protein part. So what is hemoglobin? It is a respiratory pigment which gives red color to the blood. It is made up of iron part and the protein part. Okay. Then what is the function? Already I said, if there is less hemoglobin, the person suffer from a disease called anemia. Anemia means deficiency of blood. Now next one is WBC or white blood cells. The other name of WBC or white blood cells is leukocytes. They are colorless. They are not red in color like RBC, and they are also produced from the bone marrow, and their number is 8,000 to 9,000 per cubic milliliter of blood. And what is the function? They help in defense system of the body. And I told you two different types of WBCs are there, depending on the presence or absence of granules in their cytoplasm. Granulocytes and agranulocytes. Okay. Now what is granulocytes? Granulocytes means those WBC in which the cytoplasm contains granules. They are of different types, three different types, depending on the stain. Stain means color by which they can be stained. Like if they stain with acidic dyes, they are called eosinophils. If they stain with basic dyes, they are called basophils. And if they stain, the granules stain neither with acidic or basic dyes, they are called neutrophils. So three different types of granulocytes, which is a type of WBC, are eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils. Okay, they have different shape of nucleus. Okay, they are stained with nucleus is bilobed in eosinophils, means the nucleus has two lobes. Like if this is the WBC, WBC is irregular shape, just like amoeba shape. Okay, so it has two lobed nucleus, means the nucleus has two lobes. It is called bilobed. Similarly, in basophils, the nucleus, the lifespan is 12 to 15 days. They are stained with basic dyes. They are generally bilobed only, basophils also. And in case of neutrophils, the lifespan is 2 to 4 days, and they are phagocytic in nature. Neutrophils are the one which is neither staining with acidic or basic dyes. Okay. Now next is agranulocytes. Agranulocytes means the cytoplasm do not contain any granules. Granules are not there. It is of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes is a type of white blood cells which fight against the disease causing germs. they produce antibodies and provide immunity to our body. Okay. Then nucleus is round. It is produced in the spleen, lymphatic glands, bone marrow, and the thymus also. It is of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes has large nucleus. It detoxifies the poison. Toxin means poison, and it also produces antibodies. Monocytes is 6 to 8% of total WBC. It is the largest WBC, that is monocytes, and lifespan is 28 days. Then comes the third one, that is blood platelets. Blood platelets are also known as thrombocytes. They are very small. Their number is 2.5 to 4 lakhs per cubic millimeter of blood. Lifespan is 10 days. They have no nucleus, that is they are non-nucleated, just like RBC. And whenever any injury occurs, whenever there is any cut, damage, injury, accident is there, at that time blood is released from the body, from the site of wound. So after some time, generally 2 to 5 minutes it takes to stop bleeding. That is the time required for clotting. And clotting is possible due to the presence of blood platelets. Okay. Now what are the functions of blood? You can count the function of all of them. Like number 1, RBC, what is the function? It helps to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide, so that is also function of blood. Blood helps to maintain the body temperature because it is continuously circulating throughout the body. Blood also is the storehouse of different types of materials, like different types of toxic materials, different types of good substances, glucose, urea, harmful substance, all are stored, all are present in blood. Okay. Blood is also required for fighting against the disease-causing germs, like white blood cells fight against the disease-causing germs and provide immunity to our body so that we remain safe and healthy and not suffer from any type of disease. It helps in clotting, it helps in homeostasis. Homeostasis means to maintain a constant or steady state, means like the normal level of glucose should be there in the blood, the normal level of oxygen should be there in the body cells. If there is increase or decrease in that concentration, it will disturb or alter, and that will result in some disease. It helps in transport of respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. It helps in transport of excretory materials from all the body cells to the excretory organs so that they are removed from the body. Now next we have blood, lymph. What is lymph? Lymph is also a type of fluid connective tissue. It is produced from the blood only. When blood circulates inside the blood vessels, some blood will squeeze or they will come outside, leak from the blood capillaries, and they will collect around the tissues that forms the tissue fluid. And this tissue fluid is without any, it is not red in color, it do not contain RBC, it will flow inside the lymphatic vessels. So lymph is a straw colored fluid that do not contains hemoglobin, and it also contains lymphocytes that helps to fight against disease causing germs. They are phagocytic, they maintain the volume of blood. The different organs, we have lymph nodes, lymph glands, like tonsil is a part of lymphatic system. Spleen is also a lymphatic organ. Okay. Now next, what is the difference between blood and lymph? The tabular differences you can learn. Like first one, blood contains blood plasma, RBC, WBC, platelets, but lymph do not contain RBC. Okay. Lymph contains only leukocytes, no RBC and no platelets. Second point, blood is red in color, lymph is not red in color, straw color, that is yellowish color. Okay, it is colorless because hemoglobin is absent. Third point, it consists of less protein. This one consists of more insoluble protein. It has more oxygen, less carbon dioxide, but lymph has less oxygen and more of carbon dioxide. It transports oxygen and carbon dioxide, but lymph helps to fight against disease-causing germs, and it transports materials. Okay. Now next is cartilage, bones and cartilage, the supportive connective tissue. Next we have to study. Okay. Okay. Next one is bones and cartilage. Bones and cartilage are part of which one? They are the part of supportive connective tissue that we are doing now. Next, supportive connective tissue. Bones you have already studied. Bone is the hardest substance present in our body. It is made up of bone cells which are called osteocytes. What is that? Osteocytes. What are osteocytes? They are the bone cells which are present in a matrix. And bone is the hardest porous tissue. Bone matrix is made up of protein which is called osin protein. The matrix have bone cells called osteocytes, lacunae, and the bone cells. Together they form concentric circles which are called lamella. Like this, if you see TS of bones, you can study it TS of bones. Okay, these concentric circles, they are called Haversian system is formed in TS of bone. If you see the diagram, okay, the cunei, and these are the bone cells which are present. They are called the osteocytes. These osteocytes are present. This one is called Haversian canal. Okay, so diagram you can see in the book. Now next, what is the made up of? It is made up of both the living and the non-living part. The living part consists of the bone cells which are living in nature, that is osteocytes, which can grow and increase in number. And the non-living part consists of different types of minerals which are present, like calcium, phosphorus, the one which makes the bones strong. Where they are produced and how in long bone marrow, such as what is bone marrow? If you take the example of long bones of thigh or the bones of our humerus, inside the bone we have the cavity which is called bone marrow, and that is the site of production of different types of blood cells like RBC, WBC and the blood platelets. Now next we have the cartilage. What is cartilage? Where it is present? Cartilage, you know, they are the hard tissue which are present. They provide support to the body, both bones and cartilage. Cartilages is non-porous tissue. Bone is porous tissue, means it has pores in it. Matrix is made up of a protein which is called chondrin, chondrin. What is chondrin? The name of the matrix. Okay, and cartilage cells are called chondrocytes, chondrocytes. Chondrocytes are the cartilage cells. Okay, now next is perichondrium. Cartilage is covered by a fibrous membrane which is called perichondrium. And cartilage is found in the tip of the nose. You can see this hard substance is called cartilage. It is also present in our external ear. There are no bones present in the external ear or the pinna. It is also present in between the small vertebrae or the backbone, which is known as cartilage disc. So disc slip is there sometimes when doing some exercise and all. Okay, it provides support and flexibility. Now what is the difference between bones and cartilage? That tabular difference I will give you in the picture click. You can write it as homework. Okay. Now next is muscular tissue. Muscular tissue is made up of muscles and muscle cells and fibers. Alright. There are three types of muscular tissue. You have studied in lower classes also. What are they? The muscles which are under our control, they are called voluntary muscles. So the words are striated, unstriated, and the third one is cardiac. Three different types of muscles are there: striated, unstriated, and cardiac. Cardiac muscles are particularly found only in the heart. It is a mixture of characters of both striated and unstriated. Striated muscles means the muscle fibers or the muscle cells, they have alternate light and dark bands, also called striped. Striped means like zebra you have seen, no? Light and dark bands are there on his body. Similarly, the muscle fibers. Muscles are made up of muscle cells which are called muscle fibers. Okay. So there is dark band, this one, light band, again dark band, light band, dark band. Alternate light and dark bands are present. So since alternate light and dark bands are present, they are known as striped or striated muscles. And these muscles are under our control. They are also known as voluntary muscles. So we'll talk about it first. The salient features of muscular tissue. Number one, they are contractile. Muscles can contract and relax. They have elongated cells which are also called fibers. They have no intercellular space present between them. Means gaps are not there between the muscle cells or muscle fibers. And contraction and relaxation is brought about due to proteins which are present called contractile proteins. The muscle tissue is united together by connective tissue, and each fiber consists of fibrils which are called myofibrils. So muscle cells are also known as fibers, and these fibers are made up of fibrils, F-I-B-R-I-L, fibrils like myofibrils. So what is myofibril if it is asked? Each fiber consists of fine fibrils which are called myofibrils. Now what are the general function? You know that bones and muscles, both of them help in locomotion, that is to move from one place to the other, and it also helps in movement of body parts, like if you have to move your arms, it's possible due to contraction of muscles which is attached to our bones. Now types of muscles, already I said, striated or striped, also known as voluntary muscles. So this one already you have studied in lower classes. What are voluntary, involuntary, from class 5, 6. voluntary, involuntary. So what is the meaning of voluntary? Voluntary means these muscles are under our control. Like this muscle, if I want to contract now, see, I will under my control. I have given the command to contract it, isn't it? Under my wish, if I want to make it relax. So such muscles which are under our control are called voluntary muscles or striated muscles or striped muscles. Okay. Now, striated muscles, also known as skeletal muscles. One more name is there. Why they are called skeletal muscles? Because they are attached to the bones, skeleton. And they are also called somatic muscles. They are voluntary because their contraction depends on our will. Long cylindrical fibers are present. The cells are cylindrical, like fiber-like cells are present. Okay. And then cytoplasm is filled with many fibers called myofibrils. They are arranged in groups, and dark bands and light bands alternate with each other. This is the dark band. Okay. Dark band. This one is called the light band. I band, A band, the names are given there in higher classes. They are found in the limbs, in the body wall and the neck. Then unstriated muscles. Unstriated muscles, also known as smooth muscles. Why? Because they do not contain any light and dark bands like this. And the muscle fibers appear spindle shaped like this, okay, with a single nucleus. And they are tapering at both the ends. They are found in those places or those organs which are not under our control. Like it is found in the esophagus, that is food pipe. Because these muscles are not under our control. They are unbranched. Uninucleate means contain a single nucleus. But this one here contains one nucleus in each. So it is called multinucleate. So one more difference you can learn. These muscles contract and relax very slowly. They are called involuntary because they are not under our control. And the last one is cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles have branches also, like these branches are there, okay? And they have nucleus, and they are found only in heart muscles, only in the heart. So they work tirelessly throughout day and night. That's why they are called the cardiac muscles, not found in any other organ except heart. Okay. Now next we have the nervous tissue. You have already studied about the nervous tissue in lower classes. I will not do it. I will just say nervous tissue is made up of nerve cells or neurons. It is further made up of two parts. The upper part is known as cell body or cytome. Like this you have already studied, no? Cell body or cytome, and then a long cytoplasmic process is there, and finally the terminal nerve endings are present. Okay. So what are they? This one is the nucleus. This one is the cytoplasm. So this part is called cytone or perikaryon. This one is called, the branches are called dendrites. Branches are called dendrites. This entire part is called axon, and they are called the terminal nerve endings, the last part. What is the function? It is found in brain and spinal cord. The function is to conduct impulses. Impulses means message from one part of the body to the other. Okay? So this much only. Nervous tissue. Up to here we have completed the tissues. Now what you have to do is the question answers. If you have bought the book already, then you can try writing answers of practice questions in your copy. Like multiple choice is there, very short answer questions, multiple choice. You can do it in book only. Start with very short answer type questions, write it in your copy, and after looking at the video you can write your name in the comments. Okay, thank you. This much only today. Next day, in the next class, we will start with the next chapter, that is the flower. Okay.